Live on Global, BCTV News top stories.
The gay community shows its pride and remembers those who symbolize its fight for equality. Just how wheelchair-friendly are TransLink's wheelchair buses? And the story of the lost purse that miraculously found its way home.
Now, the News Hour with Jill Kropp.
Good evening. It has become one of the biggest parties of the year in Vancouver and the biggest parade. The annual Gay Pride Parade wound its way through the downtown core this afternoon, and the streets were choked with tens of thousands of participants and spectators. But today's festivities were shadowed by some serious issues. And despite the upbeat mood, no one was kidding themselves. BC's gay community still has a long road ahead toward equality. We have two reports.
It's a parade like no other, and thousands of curious onlookers pack the streets to see the flamboyant costumes, vibrant color, and a little bit of skin, too. But there's a deeper meaning to this year's gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered celebration.
We only have one this year. Usually we have 3 to 4 marshals, and this year it's only one. It's Aaron Webster. This was the single most galvanizing event in the GLBT community this year, so it was only fitting, and certainly one marshal will do it. That says it all.
A picture of Webster leads the parade through the streets of downtown Vancouver. The well-liked member of the gay community was beaten to death in Stanley Park last November. His body was found at Second Beach near a popular gay stroll. No one has been charged with the murder. Vancouver's gay community applauds the choice of this year's marshal because they say it sends a very strong and symbolic message about gay bashing.
When he was killed, there was like a really big sort of coming together of the gay community, and I think that that's really cool to recognize that right at the start.
While Webster's murder was an isolated incident, many members of the gay community say while acceptance is increasing, they're still facing harassment and discrimination.
Oh, they're called, faggot or die of AIDS or whatever hate they happen to have on their mind at the moment.
Who's gay could contribute just as much to society as someone who's straight, right?
Our generation is getting better. It's going to take, I think, a few more generations before it's gone, hopefully.
Yeah. The police force participated in this year's parade, and its members say they're working with the community to put an end to the violence.
It's a huge problem, and we've got to do something about it. We don't want anybody bashed.
But you feel you are doing enough to help prevent gay bashing?
We are doing lots of things to help. I worked on the bash line. I've worked on a lot of committees. I think we are always looking for better ideas, and if that comes from the community, so be it.
Organizers hope this year's parade will help spread the message of tolerance. And Webster's presence serves as a reminder the battle has not been won.
It's not the usual scene most expect to see at a gay pride parade. These people are involved in long-term relationships. They're also parents, but under the current laws of this country, their marriages aren't recognized. What are your thoughts on the Liberals appealing the recent court decision in regards to recognizing gay marriages?
It's a terrible shame. Yeah, it's backward thinking, I think, in these progressive times.
Yeah.
Kevin, I take you to be my lawfully wedded spouse.
Kevin, I take you.
It's a major issue among the gay community after an Ontario court ruled 2 weeks ago in favor of Joe Barnell and Kevin Marisa. The court said the traditional definition of a marriage between a man and a woman violated the Charter of Rights. Same-sex marriages must be recognized. It gave Ottawa 2 years to change the rules. The initial reaction from the federal Liberals was to announce they'd appeal.
How are you?
Today, heavyweight Liberal Cabinet Minister Allan was at the Pride Parade. While the Cabinet and caucus remain divided on what to do next, Rock came out unequivocally in support of recognizing same-sex marriages.
I think as a matter of Liberal policy, we should do everything to favor equality that we can, and that's why I'm going to advocate the position of recognizing same-sex marriage.
There's no doubt Rock's stand is a popular one at the Pride Parade, but a recent poll done by the federal Liberals shows there is strong opposition to recognizing gay marriages. Nationally, 48% of people polled agreed with the Ontario ruling. 43% were opposed. In BC, 51% of British Columbians support same-sex marriages, 40% are against. Rock's boss, like many Liberals, wants the courts to handle the issue.
When there is problems coming from judgment of the court, we want to go to the whole process of court.
Hearing that your government is reconsidering it.
I don't know. Who told you that? I should know. I don't know that we're reconsidering. So you're informing me that I'm reconsidering.
That your government.
Thank you for giving me advice.
Good for you. It's great for you. You gotta keep working. You sure do.
While the issue has divided the Liberal caucus, there is no doubt even this decision is overshadowed by the unofficial Liberal leadership race. Rock is staking his claim on this issue. Critics also point out by appealing the Liberals are letting the court make the tough decision rather than do it themselves.
But we don't want to pass a law the courts strike down in 3 years as being beyond our authority or lacking in some constitutional element. And that's why the Attorney General wants to nail down the technical part in the court. And that's the right thing to do. In the meantime, as policymakers, we have to advocate a position, and I've made my position very clear.
Do you think the Liberals here are forcing the courts to make this difficult decision so they don't have to?
Absolutely. It's an issue on which they take some political heat, and we've seen time and time again that this government is not willing to take heat for issues like that, and I think it's time they stood up and had a backbone and did something rather than letting the courts make the decision.
While the political debate over recognizing same-sex marriages will continue, at this Pride Parade, many say they're just waiting for Ottawa to recognize the reality of their lives.